Hey guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Pew Time with Tony.
And Jackie.
Episode 204.
Yerp.
Alright, let's jump into gun news because,
There's a lot of it.
there's a lot of gun news and we have a guest
Coming on.
a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. So.
Gun news.
Gun news. The SIG P211 GTO Equinox and Combat models will now have...
No. What are you doing?
What the fuck did you write?
See, this is what happens when people don't do their homework and are unprepared to do a show. SIG has released the Equinox and Combat models of the P211 GTO. The Equinox has their standard Equinox finish, the little polished, black polished stuff, and then the e-nickel finish on the components such as the safety, magwell, slide, release, trigger, and also features grid lock grip panels. They're going for about $2,600, and then the Combat is 10. 10 standard version of the P211. 10.
Very exciting, tan. People
10.
like tan.
People do like it's very weird. People love tan.
Which is even more weird because people make fun of people that like beige.
That's true. It's so
They're
funny.
like one and the same.
Maybe tan sounds more manly
than FDE.
Well, maybe that's why they call it FDE.
To get a little bit more robustness.
Or coyote.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, imagine that. The 211 is not immune from SIG going, you get a variation, and you get a variation.
Right. So, I'm sure we'll have many versions of that. I feel like the majority of, like, the new guns now, they're like, here's this base model. Everybody goes and runs out and buy it, and they're like, ooh, but now it's in your favorite color. Tan.
Yeah. It's so annoying. It's so played out. You know what's funny is they still don't make a USPSA legal version of the 211. Which you would assume is one simple part change, getting rid of the compensator, and you would be legal. SIG has still not done it.
Someone else has.
Indeed, someone else has. Which is who?
FD Easy Works has made the 211 Sight Block Comp Delete.
Yep.
It is made of hardened stainless steel, matches the weight of the OEM comp, uses the OEM pin, spring, set screw. It has a Cerakote finish or custom colors. They're not shipping yet. They won't be shipping until after the first of the year, January 2nd. And, well, that's when they're expected, right? It might be later, might be sooner. But $80.
Yeah.
And now your very expensive SIG 211 is now USPSA legal.
Yep. If that's what you're interested in. I mean, I would assume most of our audience somewhat shoots USPSA.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a way to shoot the 211, which I gotta say I'm actually excited about. I would like to shoot the 211.
I really like the texture.
So I like the texture. I'm surprised you like the grip.
I think it's bigger than huge. Most of the 2011s.
It feels like a Desert Eagle. Like it is that like bulbous.
Yeah, I didn't say that I wouldn't know until I shoot it if it's too big for me, for my hands.
But it is big, right?
It is.
I picked it up, I'm like, okay.
It's not made for me.
Yeah, but think about that. If I pick up a gun and go, this is a big grip.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big grip.
Your average person's going to think it's ginormous.
Right.
And tiny people like me, yes, it is a really big grip.
Which is even more amazing because the 320 mag is rather small.
Yeah, compared to like a 2011 mag.
I mean, it's like CZ, like 75 levels of tiny.
Right.
All right, let's see. EAA and Girsan have released a new 2311, which is their 2011, which is not the OA Defense 2311. This is a legitimate style 2011. This gets very confusing very quickly.
Yes.
It is called the Witness 2311 CMX. And I have to say, one, judging by the picture, the grip finally doesn't look like it was made from leftover metal plastic.
Right.
And it looks like it's actually got good texture to it and actually looks a little bit like quality.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular gun now has a firing pin block. So I'm assuming their version of a Series 80.
Which is explaining the 4.5 pound trigger. It is a tunable trigger.
They already had four. They already have absolutely shit triggers. Every single one of them.
So
Every single
with
2311.
the Series 80 style firing pin block, do you think that it's going to make that bad trigger even worse?
I think this one will have the... I'm not going to say what it is because I haven't tried it, but I would say with their normal Series 70 trigger versus this one, it could be, hey, it's not that much bad, or it could feel like a double action only SIG 226.
Right. We don't know.
Interesting that they're attacking it in this way with doing like a Series 80. I mean, Staccato did it with the HD series. You're starting to see more people. It's so weird that it's not like a common thing to know that, oh, most 1911s are Series 70. Like, what's that? Made in the 70s? Not really.
Right.
Like, it actually has a meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And all of your guns, I can't believe how many people I've heard, oh man, I would have never been stuffing a Staccato down my pants if I knew it could just go off. Like, so how much research do you put into the gun that you shove down your pants? Because I'm going to tell you, it's going to qualify as not enough.
Yeah. I mean, people carry, people prefer the 70s over the 80s for the trigger.
Yeah, by far.
But with that, no firing pin block.
Well, you shot the new HD series, and the trigger is worse than the like.
I completely agree.
It's not that it's a bad trigger, but it is not like a standard trigger.
Correct. Yeah. Their other models have far better triggers. Well,
What else you got?
red dots
Yes, giant red dots.
with giant reticles.
Yes.
The Aimpoint ACRO P2 is now available in 9, that's right, folks, 9 MOA.
Yeah, we were reading this, and I think we watched a video on it. They're saying this is due to the increasing usage of drone warfare. And they need it mounted to shotguns to help with drones. Couple things. One, this is now a standard mounting ACRO P2 to a regular ACRO mount, where they already made an ACRO, we covered it, that mounted to the vent rib of a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have a standard mounting P2. I didn't see like a Picatinny rail version of this. I just saw the what looked like their standard mounting claw to it. Price on the thing is, of course, ACRO levels of pricing, $755. Now, what's hilarious about this being used for shotguns, for specifically their reasoning of drones flying, when you shoot, I don't want to say when you shoot drones, I've never shot at a drone, but I've shot at orange discs flying through the sky and birds. You don't use your sights ever. Like when you truly shoot shotguns, you don't use them. When you start using them, that's how you miss.
Well, you can kind of talk about that because you did a little bit of that with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Which we'll cover more later.
Sure. But it's not the putting the red dot on your shotgun is not going to magically make you able to hit drones.
Correct. And 9 MOAs. I mean, I imagine the drones aren't close, so 9 MOA is probably going to cover the drone.
I don't know what I mean, it's nuts. I remember talking to one of the guys when I went shotgun shooting. When we went 15 years ago to an industry event, they released this product called the Speed Bead. And they still make it to this day. It's to mount a red dot on the tang of the shotgun. So just behind the receiver, just before the stock, you can bolt it in between. It's like a sandwich plate, and on top, it has a red dot mount for pistol red dots. And the trap range I was at, the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we've seen a couple red dots, but it's, maybe it'll catch on." I'm like, "I don't know. That was 15 years ago, and it's still not common.
Right.
Like, it's just not now on tactical shotguns. Sure,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more actual like aim shooting
Right.
versus like following.
Correct.
I don't know how to word that, but you're not moving and tracing with something. You're, shooting like a pistol or a rifle. I don't know. Interesting. 9 MOA is crazy.
Bunkers.
Crazy. But I guess if you want a mailbox with, and their window's not that big, that's going to take up the whole window.
Right.
Like, put red screen here. Like, all right. AAC, the ammo company, is ceasing making ammo for the time being. They've been cut off by their powder supplier, and that is supposed to be due to having the powder supplier fulfilling military contracts.
I do wonder if AAC exclusively gets powder from whoever got the military contracts that can't provide it anymore, or if we're going to see more of this trail across other ammunition manufacturers.
No, you're for sure going to see it across other manufacturers. Now, there is more than a few rumors out there of another powder manufacturer kind of spooling up, getting ready for business. But again, it's just rumors, and everything I've heard, it is going to happen, but it is not close to happening. So it's still a ways out.
Well, consider as well, AAC is a very young company. They opened their doors in 21 in South Carolina, so they are a U.S.-based ammunition plant. They're owned by PSA.
Right.
So they're new guys on the block. So I suppose if anybody's going to be cut off, it's going to be the guys that are newer rather than, Winchester ammunition and Hornady ammunition, things like that.
Sure.
New news. We're going back to the 2011 topic.
2011-ish. Technically, they aren't.
Yeah, that's true.
That's weird, because technically, they could be a 2011. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Staccato has stopped making the Model C and the Model CS.
So that would be their little guns that took their own proprietary mags. This was like their compact, subcompact.
And this was 2 years ago. They've only been out for 2 years because they released them at SHOT 2 years ago, 23. Because we interviewed Michelle when they got released.
So
they've only been out for 2 years.
They released it a year before that was the initial release, because that's when I went to Texas.
Okay, so about 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah. Which the CS is an awesome little gun.
Mm-hmm.
I do think them making the HD line, especially with like the new 19 size one, it's kind of bit in to the pie of where people would normally buy a C or a CS. They can now buy an HD 3.6 and buy $30 mags, as opposed to, I don't even remember how much they were charging for CX.
Ridiculous, 60, 80.
Yeah, expensive. So is it a step backwards? I'm not sure. I really liked how the CS shot. I did shoot a C. She shot the C shot really good.
She shot seashells by the seashore?
Yeah, that's and is a C-class shooter.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. Yeah, they were good, but I don't think they can justify making the magazines. I think that's really what stopped more people from buying those.
Correct.
Where now you have a commonplace mag and a small gun, like, oh yeah, I'm all in on that. That's cool.
Right. I totally agree.
Oh, more talk of military shotguns. So, Mossberg gets another Army contract for the 590A1. Again. For those of you that don't know, Mossberg got their first 590 contract in 1987.
And then they got another one in 99.
No. You're reading the notes wrong.
Or you're writing them wrong.
No. I wrote that in here to say, because I'm on a 590 kick, obviously, with the 590 that we built and have coming out with a couple videos. What does everyone say the ultimate tactical shotgun is? The Benelli M4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, suck it, nerds. The 590s had a contract longer and more sustained than the M4. And I love the M4. But there's still room for a pump shotgun in today's modern warfare. That would be what the note says.
That is not what the note says.
Anyway, the Benelli M4 got a contract, its original contract, in 1999.
I see.
Yes.
I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know Mossberg made an M4.
Nope.
Must be an old model.
That was me writing shorthand, and well, Jackie doesn't understand my shorthand.
He's speaking in dots and dashes over here, guys. So that is it for the gun news.
Yes.
But we were, talking about our weekend shooting and the shotgun.
The shotgun, yeah. We can talk about that before we
Jump
get
into
joined by
shooting
our
sports.
guest.
You went and shot trap with the 590.
I did. So, on a whim, one of our buddies calls up and, hey, I want to go shoot trap shooting. Well,
First of all, there was a mild discussion regarding the outing.
oh, yeah. So,
A very, very short-lived conversation. There was no set plans.
the crew that is getting into shotguns, affectionately known as the shotgun idiots, wanted to shoot shotguns the night before. Then they said, well, we'll reconvene in the morning. Then, nothing. One says, my shoulder hurts. One says, from shooting shotguns prior, one can't go. The other one's having trouble getting motivated. I'm like, sir, are we going or not? And one guy goes, well, I assumed it was no. I thought we already, established that. Did we? Because no one, except for one person, actually said no. And then 2.5 hours later, yeah, I think I'm gonna go. What are we thinking? Like an evening time, a dinner time shoot? So then I promptly reply, I thought today was a no. Guess not. And then more back and forth, no decision made. And then one of the other guys was like, I'm going. Spur of the moment.
But it wasn't a I'm going. He called you from the car already on the way there.
Yeah, you could hear him in the car. I'm on my way there. Oh, okay. Well, luckily we were just doing crap around the house, getting stuff done. We were kind of already done with most of our stuff for the day. And, I'm always ready to go shooting. My shit's always packed. I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. So I grabbed the 590S that we have, which is the tactical sexiness with Woox furniture on it, red dot. It is, well, I think it's the best 590.
So back to the gun itself. The gun was bought as the ultimate home defense shotgun, right? That was the intention with the build and putting everything on it.
Well, the ultimate home defense Illinois compliant shotgun.
Right. But then you also took it hunting.
I did take it hunting.
And then you took it trap shooting.
And took it trap shooting. So it's a 20-inch barrel model with a choke. I didn't change the choke. I left it as cylinder. So, shooting with a 20-inch smoothbore cylinder-choked shotgun with an abnormally short stock, because defense purposes.
And because Jackie.
Yes, and because wife. With a Holosun EPS red dot. It was a challenge. I gotta say, honestly, it did way better than I thought. I broke a lot more clays. I thought I was just going to be out there just wasting ammo.
Mm-hmm.
Was not the case. Now, I don't know if I'd say 10 out of 10 would recommend, but it was still fun, so 8 out of 10.
Yeah. And you guys played 3 games, so it wasn't like one game discouraged, call it a quits.
Go
You
back.
guys
Yeah.
played 3 rounds.
The reason we did this, first of all, it being spur of the moment. You guys, okay, first off, let's take one step back. You guys know that we're based in Illinois. It's fucking cold right now. So, most people are going, you guys went and shot trap? Yeah, we did. But luckily, near us, we have a place called Diamond Indoor Trap Range.
Mm-hmm.
Which I talked to him while I was there. I would love to do a video where we go down and actually do a video showing the venue because it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it was indoor trap. We get there. There are only 2 cars in the parking lot as I'm pulling up. My friend being one of them.
I think it was like 11 degrees outside that day.
Yeah, it was cold.
It's very cold.
We're the only ones there. Now, the guy did say we just missed a rush, and you can kind of tell by the garbage. There was a lot of shell boxes in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently we weren't the only ones that's like, hey, it's cold outside. Let's go shoot shotguns inside.
Mm-hmm.
You would be shocked at how quickly you can go through 2 rounds of trap when it's only 2 of you. We got done shooting. It was definitely less than 30 minutes. He's like, oh, okay, well, I feel like we just killed 10 minutes, and now we got to drive back home. I'm like, yeah, well, he's like, want to do another round? Yeah, let's do one more round. So 3 rounds. I called you.
I was shocked. It's a 35-minute drive, and you were gone for like an hour and 40 minutes. You're like, hey, I'm on my way home. I'm like, what? What happened?
I didn't even get to say I'm on my way home. You're like, you okay? What's wrong? I'm like, no, everything's fine. I'm on my way home. I don't understand. But it was fun. And yes, the shotgun, shooting shotguns is always fun. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you guys had a really good time. And I'm glad that the shotgun not built for that particular sport didn't disappoint.
Yeah, it was challenging. I'd be interested to pick up some proper chokes to see if I can get it to stretch out a little farther. But it didn't do too bad.
We did do another type of range day this week. My archery chest guard came in.
Yeah, your archery bra.
Yes, my archery bra. If you guys remember last week, we talked about how he wrapped me in cling wrap to hold my coat down so my strings weren't getting touched by my puffy coat. My archery bra came in, strapped that on right over my coat, tightened everything down to the smallest setting, and I think it doesn't feel like, because my coat's so puffy, I can't actually feel it like compressing, but from the outside it's like pushing all the soft material in enough. And I mean, I shot really well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's doing its job.
So now we're ready to go hunting in cold weather with the bow, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah.
That was the only shooting that I did this week was my bow.
And I did not shoot with you. It was cold.
It was very cold. Yeah, I went and shot like 20 or so arrows.
Yeah.
Just to like confirm that the guard was doing its job, and it did. Ran down range, got my arrows, 3 rounds of that, and packed up and headed out, got inside the warm. I know we went a little bit out of order.
We did.
Next up is shooting sports.
Yes. Just to announce the Northern Illinois Section Championship, which is happening May 23rd and 24th, has a a title sponsor, which is Stealth Arms.
Ooh, the Platy makers.
Yes. So it's showing up on USPSA now, I believe. Registration is not open. We'll let you guys know as soon as it's open. It will be opening soon. But exciting. Steps are being made. Title sponsor. So registration opening will be right around the corner.
Quite exciting. I'm excited. There's quite a few people locally that have platypuses that compete in USPSA. I'm excited to see how many of them are going to be shooting the Northern Illinois section. Like how many platies are going to be out at the match that's being sponsored by Stealth Arms.
Yeah.
That will be very exciting. All the colors. There's going to be colors everywhere. Nobody's going to have a black gun. Everybody's going to have colored guns. Fantasimo.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I've seen a local gun that's just like a plain black color.
Yeah, I've seen like stealth gray kind of stuff, but that's probably the most like bland, plain one that I've seen. I've seen like red and gray, obviously green, yellow for you, blue, pink, purple for me. Lots of colors.
Also, upcoming matches. We didn't cover it when it first started, honestly, because I was worried about signing up for it and forgot. But the WIT has signed up. That's our local kind of kickoff match for everyone's season, really, for local to us.
And it is indoors.
Yeah, that's Winter Indoor IPSC Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It is February 28th and March 1st. Sign up is going on now, and I do believe as of this recording, there are 31 spots left.
But not for long.
No.
This match always books.
Yeah, and it is, if for those of you that don't know or haven't shot the WIT in a while, it is no longer the old format where it was shoot the morning stages, go to lunch, wait, come back, shoot the night stages. It is now shoot the stages, brief reset, shoot the stages, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very fast match, and it's going to be 8 stages this year.
They have AM and PM squads, and this is in Rockford, Illinois,
Yep.
because we didn't really mention it. So it's in the Chicagoland area.
So, and Little Birdie has told me that there's going to be for sure one dark stage again, but most likely 2.
I feel like it's like a staple.
Oh yeah,
at this
it's
point.
it's become a staple for at least one stage.
Mm-hmm. It's always so much fun. I think was it the? Oh my gosh, that my brain like completely melted. The movie with the airplanes, Maverick.
Top Gun?
Yep.
Yeah.
The year that was the theme, what they did with the targets, how they lined every single IPSC target downrange with the neon tape, which like really brought the entire stage to life.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I don't think most of them are doing that anymore because doing that, a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
A lot of work.
I'm sure. But I mean, it made a huge lasting impression.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So we'll be shooting it. Sign up, shoot, have fun.
Mm-hmm. Last weekend of February.
All right. We said a couple times that we had a guest coming on. Our buddy Eric Kemps joined me for a bit of a conversation because he is the president of NISA, the Northern Illinois Shooting Association. And he has started a NISA podcast. Just a NISA monthly update kind of thing. The first show is out. I will link it in the description of this show so you can go and give a listen if interested, or at least subscribe to it. Because we go kind of through what he went through in that show, and we discuss changes happening to IPSC, changes happening to NISA, and the matches going on, and some added perks for the newly refurbished, redone NISA membership, which we're now happily members of.
Here's Eric.
Oh, that's horrible segue. Horrible. Horrible.
No.
So here's Eric.
Jesus.
No, all right. Listen to this. It's not that long, but it was a good conversation with Eric, and he's doing some really good changes to the organization for Northern Illinois shooting, especially as a Wisconsin boy. So give it a listen, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we hinted at it at the beginning of the episode, and here's that part of the interview or talk, chat, breaking news. Eric, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey.
And you have some exciting things to share with the Northern Illinois Shooting Association, or NISA.
Yeah. We're going to have a big. What's that?
You're the president of, right?
Yeah, I'm currently the president. Plan on being the president for a while. So, yeah, my name is Eric Camps, president, match director for the most part at the Northern Illinois Shooting Association. So, yeah, we're getting ready for 2026, and I thought, well, let's have a banner year. So I came up with a ton of changes, and I think they're all good. So
I'm a fan so far.
Yeah. I've clued Tony in on the group chat and a lot of conversations off air with him about it. So I guess where would be the best way to point to start this?
Well, first off, for those of you that don't know, NISA shoots at Schultz Range in Muskego, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Cheeseheads.
Yeah, just over the border. It's not that far of a drive.
Yeah. And the club traditionally was an Illinois club, one of the older ones. So just keeping with tradition, I never wanted to rename it or change it. And, that's why it's Illinois.
And I will say, not just because Eric and I are friends, but the match quality and stages, every time you go up there is good.
Do my best.
So it's well worth it. I will. The only shitty part about going up to that match has nothing to do with the match or anything Eric can help. It's the traffic coming back home.
That's really your guys' fault. That's Chicago.
It's 100% our fault. But no, it's fantastic range. The facility is doing nothing but becoming nicer every year.
Yeah, it's nice to see it's growing. They're adding more stuff in, and we hope to be a big part of that. That is the plan. To service the shooters that attend our matches. So, kind of wanted to look long term and kind of be like, well, we're going to be here a while, so why don't we build some cool stuff?
So, NISA is the second weekend,
fourth Sunday, fourth weekend, March through October.
So it used to be show up early Sunday, shoot Sunday.
Yes, yeah. So that was based on years and years of feedback, it's always been, hey, it sucks having to show up and build the stages. It sucks on my end, dude. I get there early and I'm the last one to leave. So in the off season, we were really talking about it, and it kind of came down to like, if we want more people to attend and extend our reach, we kind of have to find a way to have all, if not all the stages built beforehand. And I had looked at it as there's only two ways to do that. Either I'm showing up on Saturday and doing it all myself, which I'll burn out. Like, you have your limits. And so, the conversation initially was like, well, what if we pay people to set up, which I'm not opposed to. But someone had mentioned to me that the reason that people do things in the sport is not like, there's no way I could ever financially compensate someone what their hourly wage is, right? It's like, we have lots of different income brackets, but I can't pay what you'd pay a doctor or a lawyer or a tech guy or any of the people that populate our matches. So it was brought up that like the thing they want is shooting. So the plan is right now on Saturdays we're going to host a mini match for a build crew. So the build crew is going to come in on Saturday. They're going to build 5 of our 8 stages, the bays that I have access to in the event area. And when they're done, they get to shoot that match for free. So we're going to use the fault lines and walls for the Sunday match. Targets are going to be different. Round counts are going to be different. There's going to be changes. So it's not like they get a preview 100% of what's going to happen on Sunday.
So you're not cheating.
You're not cheating.
It's legitimately 2 separate matches.
You get 2 separate matches. The only way to get in the first one is you show up and help, and it's free. So build the stages, shoot the match. Then on Sunday, that gets you a free entry into the Sunday match. So you get to shoot 2 days in a row, 2 different matches. So I think that is what people are going to want, and that'll get me enough guys out there. If I make it a smaller match on Saturday, which obviously it's going to have to be, but a group of 15 or less could run it, have a good time, and save us the setup on Sunday, which I'm really excited about.
I like it. I actually think people need to really, and it's not just to help you set up, because I even told you I would come up there, probably do a Saturday, Sunday at least once this year. It's harder to do it being that far away because I'm not driving back each day.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, the reality with your volunteer pool is everybody's in a different situation. It's like you could have the best intentions, but if you live in Florida, it doesn't do me much good, right? And that's not picking on your motivations. The idea is it's going to be mostly local guys in my area because that's who it works out for. You live 5 minutes from the club, got nothing else going on Saturday, come on out and swing a hammer and shoot some guns.
but even if you don't, I know it will be local guys mostly, but even if you're around the area and you're looking for like a good solid weekend for training, take the opportunity, build the stages, shoot the practice match, and use that as your live fire practice. And then the very next day, shoot a match.
Exactly.
That's a solid weekend of training and shooting for anyone.
I would think so. You know,
Especially for guys that don't have or aren't members at a range where they can do it. Like that's your cheapest way to have a weekend that month to actually get real training in.
I mean, in essence, you'll get at least probably 13 stages under your belt in 2 days. So it's like a major in a sense, but local level stages.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it. I think the Sundays won't feel so draggy in the morning. That was
the big complaint that I was trying to head off, where it's like I looked at comparable clubs, we talked about it, I think last year, it's like I'm looking at clubs around me in terms of, price, number of stages, all that. The only thing, at least that I could see that was holding me back was the setup. And I get it, like if you're driving 2 hours, like in your case, and then you got to be there at 7:30 to work. I get that that's not ideal. So we're trying to find creative ways to ameliorate that.
Yeah, I think this will be a good way to do it. I think you're on the right track. So now it is essentially trying to make less work for yourself made kind of more work because now you have to set up basically 2 matches.
Well, yes and no. I've been in this off season, I want to say collecting people, but contacting people who have more availability in their schedule for such things, but also have the necessary eye for putting stages in the ground, because there's a lot of skills required to put a stage in the ground, and not everyone can look at the paper and translate that into the ground. So I found a handful of people, and there've been people that have been co-MDing matches or running stuff for me. So the idea is that I won't be there every Saturday if I don't to be, because my schedule will not allow it for all 8 matches. Some of them, sure, but not all of them.
Sure. So that's the first big change is now you have potential to shoot Saturday as well and for free on Sunday if you help.
Yeah, both days will be free for you, so just gas and ammo.
Right. What is the next big change coming for NISA?
Well, I've got one of them pulled up here. So I really wanted to do a roadmap. So, I felt like the match that always had the most oomph behind it was our monster match.
Yes.
And it was different. Yeah, it was different in many ways. Like, obviously round count. Yeah, it's a lot of rounds. And it's fun, but it was one of the few ones that I actually had a theme for. And I felt like that marketed the match pretty well. So people kind of knew, like, hey, I've heard it from shooters, like the monster match is coming up. You got to go to the monster match. It's so cool and this and that. I'm like, well, I can't make every match a monster match. That'd be horrible. We're not going to do that. But
very expensive.
Very expensive. Really not the best exposure to USPSA style shooting because most matches round or most stages aren't 60 round hose fests. But what I thought I could do is I thought I could put up a roadmap, and I've got a working roadmap right now. I got it up in front of me. But the idea is that every match is a mini event in and of itself. So like I've got this, I got it pulled up. So I've got like the name. Yeah, I got the name of the match, but I've also denoted the difficulty of the match on it. So a shooter, maybe it's your first time shooting NISA, you're like, what's coming up? And what do we got coming up? I got season kickoff coming up, and I have it as a 2-star difficulty. So you kind of know coming into it that like, hey, there probably aren't going to be a ton of head boxes, not a ton of tuxedos, like, and it's out of 5 stars. Like, it's going to be kind of your warm up, your start of the season. It really helps me on my end when I'm working with myself and other stage designers to have a cohesive, what does a match feel like? So we have some rules in our design group about like how many retreat stages, how many walls, how many this and that, just to like, I would call it logistical things, but this will give it more of a flavor, right? Like, hey, we're going to be making it a little bit easier match. We're going to be making a little bit harder match. We're going to focus on one thing or the other. What do I got? In May, I have my Hard as Hell match coming up, 5-star difficulty. You can expect if you come to that it's going to lower hit factors, tighter shots, like kind of the extreme, like not that it'd be painful to shoot, but you'd kind of know going into it, like, hey, better have my dots zeroed, that kind of thing. And then there's 3 matches on our schedule that are like really heavily themed. I have what I got, an IPSC inspired one. So I'm going to do the 3-2-1. I'm going to do, the rules as best as I can fit them inside a USPSA. Obviously not division or equipment changes, but 3-2-1, course layout, using the IPSC target, using IPSC presentations, that kind of thing. The Hard as Hell match, monster match, which we all know about. But then in September, I'm going to do short course Bonanza, which actually there's been a lot of talk about that in our design groups because, it's going to be a little different, but it's all going to be short courses. So I'm going to pack as many short courses as I can at Schultz. We got to get creative about it, but something different, something fun. September season's kind of winding down in a lot of respects, so get a little creative with it.
Okay, I like it. I just like the Hard as Hell match because you and I have shot together and shot long enough. We've shot some pretty tough matches.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that are fun that are tough. There's some things that are abusive that are tough.
Yeah,
even Area 5 a few years ago, that was awful. That was awful. But we at Miss, the other club I run over in McHenry, we did a Hard as Hell night. Lots of hardcover, lots of no shoots, and people actually had a really good time with it. It wasn't like terrible difficulty in terms of stuff, but it really changed how the match felt.
Yeah, it's nice to have a challenge.
Yeah,
that's like you're kind of I know people always say like, oh, I don't want a themed match, but you're thinking about it in the wrong way. I'm not saying it's got to be gimmicky, but for example, the wit that, well, I think you've shot it almost every year.
Yeah,
it's now come synonymous with it that there's gonna be a dark course,
at least one.
Right, people come to now expect that, and it's just part of it. Like it's a different flavor. Like you don't ever get to do it that much, but you can expect to always kind of do it at the wit.
Yeah, I mean it's a facility that it works out really well for.
Right,
and it's a cool theme. And hey, once a year I'm going to shoot a bunch of dark stages.
I like this. This is good. So the IPSC one, I know you're not going to be able to do divisions, but are you going to try and tell the ROs like, hey, make sure no one's doing like a draw presentation to it, shorter walkthrough times? Like, what's your idea for that?
Well, so first off, the courses will be built like IPSC legal, I would say, because that would match, legality by and large in USPSA. Then I would, for the fault line thing, I would just make it so that none of the fault lines make sense to skip out of.
Well, they have that new rule at level 1 that you can tell them they can't exit it, so that helps out.
Yeah, that helps out. But right now my design idea would be that, like, based on like I've shot a fair amount of IPSC, right? So like I've seen enough stuff and I've got a library of things saved that I want to reproduce. It's like it's not going to be that hard to reproduce some of the cooler stuff I've seen, and then just kind of fit them into the bay. I would probably say something at the beginning of it. I would encourage you not to take a site picture, but
Right.
since it is a USPSA match, I can't penalize you per se for that.
No, but we can bully you.
Yeah, we can try to set the tone and the culture of that day to reflect what the international thing is. But no, I'm not going to I'm not going to have your IPSC competitor card on hand and whatever nick it for the first time, and you laugh, but it's a real thing.
I don't take site pictures at Make Ready anymore anyway, so it really doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I stopped for World Shoot and haven't picked it up since. So,
well, cool. So we have theme matches now.
Yeah,
which is awesome, especially if you're trying to work on something. You can kind of work that into your training.
Like me personally, or like
just anyone. Like if you see like, oh hey, Hard as Hell is coming up, like, oh perfect, let me smash working on like being really, really point aggressive.
Yeah.
Like, and this would be the perfect match to practice that at.
Yeah, I think it's when I've designed a lot of stages and I've run a lot of matches, eventually it's kind of like eating your cooking every day. It kind of feels the same. So it's kind of a way for me to set parameters for my own design. Like, this is what I want to do. Here's how I'm going to make it happen.
Oh, that's cool. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. And with that, I'll grab another thing off my list of what's going on. Like, we're going to be doing matchbooks for everyone. And for at least, like my, I think I have it right. It's going to be 2 weeks ahead of time, but I'm going to have them ideally way ahead of time. So people can look at these things. They can make decisions, like, hey, that looks cool or doesn't look cool. Or, hey, this is what I see Eric's doing on a lot of this. So if you wanted to really take that into practice, by all means, go ahead. It's like.
Nice. So matchbooks for every match, which is definitely not normal for a local.
Yeah. That was based on feedback I was getting. One of the things that has been happening, at least since I've been running matches, is that Facebook has been getting less and less of a reach. So what used to be okay for me to just post up the stages and the round count and all that on my Facebook, a lot of my shooters aren't seeing them these days. So everyone has to go to practice score register, so it'll be there. Because I can think of one or two instances last year, because we traditionally do 8 stages, where someone didn't know to bring enough ammo. And you feel really bad for them. You're like, well, I told you it was going to be a 230 round match on Facebook. They're like, well, I don't have Facebook. So it's like, in the match book, it'll be front and center, rounds to be scored, whatever, and then make a decision on how much extra you want to bring.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're also doing some new stuff. Is that it really for the match changes for NISA for 26?
Oh, well, I got a document pulled. Let me
because we're going to be talking about some changes to the org itself.
Yeah.
No more match changes.
Oh, there's some match changes. Right now the plan is like 100% that I'm going to do match stickers, because cost of the club exceptionally low for like vinyl printed stickers, right? So like if you attend any of our matches, I'll have those on hand and they'll be handed out day of. I think it's a cool memento for a new shooter or an experienced shooter or whoever. It's like, you come to my match, you get the Hard as Hell sticker, right? Like, only one way to get it, go to the match. So I'm going to do that. There's been some talk about doing trophies or some other like prize thing. So that's a TBD at the moment, kind of depending on the guys that are involved in NISA that want to build those. Okay, I'm going through stuff right here. Mini match day schedule. Yeah, 9 a.m. sharp for match start. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to have accurate squad matrices is the hope inside of inside that match book. Yeah, because that's one of the things is people hate it when we don't start at 9. This will allow us to start at 9.
You did something to help cure the curse you guys have had for like the past 1 or 2 years, which is the weather.
Yes. So last year, I don't think most people noticed, but I was running waterproof targets, not always waterproof pasters. So on that end, yeah, we're gonna just stock waterproof targets, and then ideally when Cloak and Dagger gets stuff back in stock and we're ready to purchase, I'm gonna go with those. They seem to be waterproof enough. They stick to everything. The extra cost on those is going to be kind of returned to us, and having them be stick more, because I remember towards the end of last year I was having many rolls of pasters that just were not sticking,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably no, that's everything to do with the matches. So, but you want to talk about org changes?
Yeah. So we got 2026 matches. We've explained the changes and what's coming up, and you're making some pretty big changes for the organization as a whole, which
Yeah.
looks pretty good and heading in the right direction. So let's talk about those.
Yeah, so biggest changes are coming to our memberships. So I'm pretty sure no one knew that we were selling them, or nobody cared. They used to be a terrible deal. It was like $45 to sign up. It got you a discount, and that was pretty much it. So, if you shot every one of our matches and realized the discount, you'd just about break even. Like, hey, that's not really the point. The point is to create a little bit larger community, to get some exposure, to make people want to be part of this, and not just like, it was only the hardcore people that were buying memberships anyway, and not like hardcore NISA people, the Tom Palmers and all that of the world. So I dropped the price. So we're down to $30. Currently working on having all that go through our practice score. So it's not working right now. I did my best, but you'll be able to search NISA, apply for membership, pay your fee. For $30, you get the $5 off the NISA match. You get the $5 off the Schultz USPSA match. You get a sweet hat. I don't know if this is going to be video or not, but I'm wearing one right now.
It's not going to be video, and the hat is dope. It is it's a spin off of the NASA logo, but instead says NISA, which looks awesome.
That was all Chad Nelson. He came up with that. So yeah, no, they've been popular. It achieves what I want. I want visibility for the club, people to know that we're out there, like running matches, and it's advertising in a sense, like advertise that you're part of a cool shooting club.
Yeah.
So that's what that is. One of the, I guess I didn't mention it under match changes, is I have reduced the number of squads and I've reduced the number of shooters on it, which sounds counterintuitive, but I'm thinking ideally as demand for this goes up, we want to have, we don't want to end up having the matches bottleneck out and then become a terrible experience. Because I can tell you, it doesn't matter how good your stages are. It doesn't matter anything else. If the day begins to drag, that's what people are going to remember.
Yep.
So I would rather have, let's say, 77 to 80 very happy shooters at my match than to have 90 with people with major complaints.
Yeah.
So with the membership, and if there's any Schultz members listening to this, you guys get this too. You'll get a code that allows you to sign up for every match minus the June match right away. So when you get a hold of me and say, I want to be a NISA member, I generate a code, throw it in a practice score, boom, you could sign up for the whole year if you want. Now, the idea is that like the people who buy the membership get the hat, like it's a little reward so that you can get consistency in your summer match schedule. Hey, you and your buddies always want to be on squad 3. Well, sign up in February. I mean, like it gives you first crack at it, I should say.
Yeah.
It'll also give you access to an extended refund policy. So one of my fears is having people sign up in February for a match in August. Maybe you can't make it. Maybe life changes or something like that. I don't want to punish you. I don't want to be like, hey, you bought into my idea and now I'm just going to keep your $25. You'll get a full refund up until the day before the match. So, sign up early and all of a sudden it doesn't work out. Just hit withdraw. I'll send you the money and get someone else in your spot, right? So I think that'll be pretty good. And so that's the big changes to the membership end of things. Unless I'm forgetting. Am I forgetting something?
No, it's not forgetting. I'll say it because Eric shouldn't have to say it. But if we're lowering the shooters down, you know who you are when I say this because I know you listen to this show. Stop pre-registering as just in case. Like only register for this match if you're legitimately going to come and shoot it.
Yeah, that said, yeah, my refund policy now for if you're not a member of Schultz or NISA, like 1 week before, there's no refund. So yeah, if you sign up on the first of the month and then you decide that you're not going to show up, I would rather have people there shooting, you know, but I'm not going to entertain the 11th hour drops, except Schultz and NISA members. Or if something exceptional comes up in your life, I'm not a monster, right? Like something really bad came up, you can't make it, and you need the $25 back. I'll, like, but if it happens every month, no, I'm not going to do that.
I think that's trying to think what else you had organization wise.
There's a little bit going on with I'm doing I have a policy written up, and we'll talk about it at the February meeting for MD co-MD responsibilities. So we're going to solidify these into like actual named positions. The idea there is I need a feeder system of people who can run matches, because it'll take some of the pressure off of me. Like if I'm traveling or I'm working or something. The reality is not everyone can run a match, and nobody starts off fresh out of the gate with that ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
The co-MD is like an apprenticeship. It's something you're interested in. You come out, you handle this set of responsibilities. I'll handle the rest. And then eventually, once I think you're good, you want to go into that MD role, then we can put you in there and have somebody else there. That's partially to get a feeder program for match directors. It's also partially so that I can divide up the labor efficiently, with the idea of maybe handing out trophies or something, or at least some sort of award for placement at the end of the match. I can't have it where I'm the last guy shooting and all the tablets are sitting on the table. I'm kind of working through what that's going to look like. Like I need to have someone staffing where people return stuff ASAP. And then, that'll be covered in there. It'll allow us to have like a checklist more or less, so that like nothing big gets forgotten. Because we've all been, from the match director's perspective, something gets forgotten, like, be it a stage left up or the trash is not taken out or anything like that. So it was going to encompass all that. And there will probably be a monetary compensation for those roles. So if it's something you're thinking about, like, hey, I'm local, I love shooting these matches, I want to shoot these matches for free. And it's like, not 100% sure what that's going to look like, but there's most likely going to be a payout in some form. Now, you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage with it, but gas money and ammo at least.
That's good. So these are the largest changes and biggest push for an actual direction for NISA that I've seen since I started shooting. So
yeah, it was.
Thanks, and awesome job.
Well, we'll see when the year's over, right? But no, I had kind of been taking account of like what I'm doing, like shooting wise, life wise, and stuff. I'm in a position where I can run this for 10, 15, 20 years. So I thought, like, let's lay the groundwork now to do something great. Because, if I don't, the club's functioning fine. It's just like, now is the time to start building.
Yeah. And I gotta say, this isn't something new. For those of you that don't know Eric, you can actually go back to, I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but Eric and I actually interviewed some of the founders of NISA.
Yeah.
And
I was out with them tonight at the Schultz thing.
Yeah, it was crazy to learn and hear some stories about what they went through to make it a club. That's still a club to this day.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to change the name or anything. There's a lot of history. We don't want to throw that away. It's we're following in the footsteps of other people with all this, and we're just trying to do our best.
Yeah, so it's very cool on your part, and I dig it. I'm very excited for it, and I think you're putting it in the right direction, and I think it's going to do really good for the local scene.
Yeah, and that's where it all starts. USPSA is best at the grassroots, local, and then it builds up, right? Like, so if you got good local clubs, you get good sectionals, you get good area matches. It all starts right there. Which, speaking of sectionals, right? Like, I'm not running the Northern Illinois this year, but I
Yep.
have a proposal in that's probably going to go through. So when you're like, wait, he didn't mention June, what's happening in June? That's going to be a brand new standalone level 2 match that NISA is going to head up. And it's the Brew City Open. It's going to be $135, 10 stages, probably chronograph. You know, a lot like what we did in the past, but, you know, building on that. So I got 4 more activating targets, got more steel coming. So the polish should go up.
Nice. So if you guys are interested and want to jump on board as a sponsor for the Brew City Open,
Yes. Well, technically, officially, I'm not going to get sponsorships until I get the okay by Schultz. People who were sponsors in the past, I don't have that form pulled up, but stage sponsorships, $600 cash or a prize, you know, equivalent prize. That gets you a stage. It gets you a spot on the t-shirt. It gets you into the matchbook. It gets you one slot. And then I don't remember what I have for the title sponsor. So if there's a company that wants to shell out and be the Brew City Open presented by company XYZ, that'll come with 3 spots, largest logo, name, you know, the name, you get that. And pretty much when you're that level sponsor, we can talk. You can have what you want within reason, I guess. So
well, whenever you do get the okay, because I don't see you not getting the okay. So whenever you do get the okay, Laugh and Load is down again to do a stage.
excellent.
So, and it'll give me another excuse to come up and shoot.
Yeah. It'll be a good time, and I'm excited. It's you know, I talked about it, I think, in my podcast. Well, one of the things I didn't mention is the
There you go.
of the social media types. We started an Instagram. I got a YouTube going. Nothing's on the YouTube yet, and I got a podcast. So the name of the podcast, because you're gonna have to search it specifically if you want to find it, is NISA Monthly Update. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a monthly podcast where I just talk about things going on. It's like going to be 10 to 20 minutes. It's not going to be a ton of talking, but you know, if you subscribe to it and you're wondering what's going on, it'll just automatically download and you can listen to me talk about NISA, which is what everyone wants, obviously, when top-notch podcasting. But it's a low budget affair, but that's what it's meant to be. You know, it's not no gun talk, like in terms of like training or gear or anything like that. It's just club stuff. So if you're looking for the gun talk, you should listen to Laugh and Load, which you are, because that's where we're at.
Yes. No, it was good. It was good. I listened to the first episode, and honestly, it was like having your club's monthly newsletter on audiobook. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, oh,
Easier to
good
consume.
changes. I took some notes. I texted you right away. I was like, hey, I'm interested in that. That's a good idea. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, this is great.
Well, thank you. It's the first foray into the podcast hosting thing. So
And you did a very good job on
Oh.
sound. The sound was awesome.
excellent. QuickTime player. But I'll talk about the other socials real quick. So if you're participating in NISA and you do something interesting, let us know and we'll be happy to share it. You know, that's kind of the whole point, is we just want to show our group of shooters, right? Like, you having a good day, having a bad day, having a fun day, and you think other people you'd like to see it, share it with us and we'll post it up. And it's just supposed to be a fun, like, here's our shooting community doing what it does best and putting holes in paper, you know?
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, dude, good stuff for I'm excited for 2026. So
Yeah, me too. It's been my biggest year for this kind of stuff. Like, and I'm ready to tackle it. And it's been a lot of work in the winter, but I think if pre-planning and loading up all that, getting it all done early, will really pay off once the season starts. Because when the season starts, man, it's go, go, go.
well,
Got
it's
two
go
level
go
four,
travel go for you.
right? We got 2 level 4 IPSC matches. We got Europeans. We've got Aruba. I'm shooting in Jamaica next month. Shoot, what else we got? We got a couple of awesome nationals coming up. Plus, we got that thing in Pittsburgh for IPSC nationals, which isn't too far for us. Yeah, I'm excited.
Nice. Are they recognizing, this is completely off subject, but Are they recognizing standard optics this year?
I believe so. It was,
right.
yeah, I haven't seen the registration through ESS with Europeans yet, but when I get that, I'll let you know. But I'm assuming yes.
Okay.
Standard op, and I believe they're just calling it optics, but I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Leighton said something at the team dinner in Africa, and I thought he called it optics.
Okay.
Yeah, I could be wrong. That's a minor point. Minor point. Minor only. Yeah, I get it. Minor point. Minor only. So
Well done. Yeah, I think we cover everything. Check your list.
yeah, it's well. Now I got to click. So, what does Manny hate? Dead time. So dead air.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's one last thing. I have it all like all caps in the bottom. So since your podcast has much larger reach than mine, I wanted to say tell everyone listening who would maybe participate in a NISA event. We are a shooting club, not a USPSA club strictly. So we're always looking for ideas for events. Being a third party club that hosts events or puts on events at Schultz, it gives us a lot of leeway in terms of creativity and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, got to follow safety. That's not questionable. But like, I used action shotgun for an example. We were real close to pulling the trigger on a outlaw action shotgun, just fun match, not fun match. We'd have scores and stuff, but anything that you think is not being met by our current shooting, what's out there, let me know. And I'm more than happy to try to do it. And the earlier you let me know, the better, marketing and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And I have to say, we've actually done the shotgun match together up there.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was a ton of fun.
Box fed shotguns close range. It does not get much more fun than that. You can't miss until you do.
Yeah, awkwardly, you miss more than you think you would.
Yeah.
Just point it down the hallway thing really just is a real big lie.
You can also have too big of a spread and the steel doesn't fall over. I remember
That's
someone
true.
using like super improved or something and couldn't get the thing to spin, Tony.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun match. We need to do that again.
It was a lot of fun, but it takes planning. And I also, like, before I sink all the time planning and scheduling, show us support so I know it'll get off the ground.
Right. All right. So you guys, I don't know if you said where to follow. What is NISA's handle on like IG and stuff?
Oh man, the IG one. Give me a second. Hug pictures.
Oh, I put them on the spot.
Oh, it's NISA _USPSA.
Okay. The NISA?
No, just NISA _USPSA.
Okay.
And the YouTube, I think, is pretty similar to that. But we have no content on there yet. So let me get some content up and then we'll push it a little harder then.
Perfect. So those are the main ways to contact, minus the email.
Email? I wouldn't use an email.
What's the best way to ask you a question regarding this?
The best way is to go through Facebook Messenger and message the.
Perfect.
That doesn't work. Message me directly on any of the socials. So, and if you message the IG, I'll get that message, just not right away because I'm not the one running the IG at the moment. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Covered everything?
I believe we covered everything.
Sweet. Well, dude, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Very looking forward to next year, and I will at least make, well, let's see, we got the Brew City, and I got to make at least one other one. So plan on at least twice I'll be up there. At least twice.
Yeah. We are part of your section.
Is
I'm not part of the section, but like that's part of your section.
It's true. It's true. So, all right, dude. Well, I guess cheers to 2026 for shooting with NISA, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Sounds good, man.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Well, there goes Eric.
Jesus.
So, what'd you think? Good changes?
Very good changes, and I am excited to be a member. Maybe I'll actually get up and make that long drive and go shoot with you up there. Oh, the drive kills me.
It's a bit of a longer drive.
I don't drive. I just sit in the car, but the sitting in the car kills me.
You just sleep.
I usually do.
I
But then
know.
I end up with my picture of me sleeping and drooling posted all over Instagram stories.
So if you guys aren't following us on Instagram, you should, because there are some candid photos of Jackie snoozing in the car.
Like mouth open, potentially drool, 3 chins, the whole 9 yards.
So if you aren't following us on any of the socials, it's at Laugh and Load on all the socials. And if you need to get a hold of us for the podcast, pewtimepodcast@gmail.com. Go over, subscribe to the NISA podcast. Join NISA if you're local. I think all the new perks that Eric has said kind of make it worth it. And I'm excited for it. I think we're going to go up there. I'm going to do at least one weekend up there. I'm going to try and plan for a weekend up there with him.
Mm-hmm.
To help set up, do the practice match, and then do that Sunday match.
Yep.
But I'm definitely going to have to find a hotel up there because I'm not doing the drive 2 days.
No, not at all.
No.
Like 8 hours of driving across 2 days.
No. So, that's it for this week's episode, guys. We appreciate everyone listening. If you could, review the podcast. Talk about how Jackie doesn't know how to segue.
Here we go.
We'll see you guys. Well, talk to you guys next week.
Bye.